Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chilling story. Now let's dive into story number 1. I've been watching your channel and I never thought I'd have something to contribute. But after what happened to me and my cousin Raul in 2016, I feel like I need to get it off my chest. This is a story I haven't told many people. My own parents refuse to talk about it, and Raul won't even pick up my calls anymore. But I need someone to hear it, someone who understands that there are places in this world where something else lingers, something ancient and evil. We're from Durango, Mexico, born and raised. My family owns a ranch about 30 kilometers outside the city, in the hills near a nearly forgotten little village called San Jerónimo de las Aguas. The kind of place that doesn't show up on GPS, where people still burn candles to ward off el mal de ojo and lock their doors before sunset, not because of crime, but because of things. One of those things is La Cueva del Diablo, the Devil's Cave. My grandfather used to warn us about it. Stay away from the black mouth in the hill, he'd say. It eats more than animals, it eats souls. I thought it was just a tale to scare kids, keep us from wandering too far into the mountains. But no, there's more to it, much more. In the summer of 2016, I was 24 and Raul was 22. He'd come to visit me from Monterrey for a few weeks. We spent our days drinking, riding my ATV, and hiking through the hills like we did when we were kids. It was on one of those hikes that we first heard about the cave from someone other than my grandfather. We were drinking beers near the canteen in San Jerónimo, chatting with some old men sitting on upside-down buckets. One of them, a wiry guy with a patchy beard and one eye clouded over, mentioned the cave when Raul asked about local legends. El Diablo vive he said. The devil lives there. Raul laughed. What, like Satan? He asked. The man didn't crack a smile. He's not a man in red with a tail, if that's what you're thinking. He's older, a spirit that feeds. That cave has teeth. We pressed him for details, and he eventually told us that long ago during colonial times, Spanish miners found a rich vein of silver near that cave. They dug and dug deeper and deeper until they broke into something that wasn't supposed to be touched. After that, people went missing. Whole families disappeared. The Spanish sealed it shut, but in the 1950s, some treasure hunters blasted it open again. They never came back. Naturally, Raul, being a thrill-seeking idiot, and I say that with love, wanted to go. Come on, Marco, he said the next morning. Let's check it out, just for fun. Hell no, I said. You heard what the old man said. But Raul kept pushing. You believe that crap? You really think there's a demon living in a cave? I didn't. Not fully. But something in me resisted. And now, looking back, I think that was instinct. A warning my body understood before my brain did. Still, by the end of the day, after 2 more beers and Raul calling me a chicken, I gave in. We packed our backpacks with flashlights, water, rope, and a machete just in case. And the next morning we left before sunrise. Finding the cave was easier than I expected. The black mouth in the hill was a good description. Nestled into the side of a craggy slope, it was half covered with old brush and rock, as if the earth had tried to seal it again. There were faded red markings on the rock around it, symbols I didn't recognize. A star with 6 points, an eye without a pupil, and something that looked like a spiral being pulled inward. We stood in front of it in silence. I felt a weird pressure in the air, like the world was holding its breath. Raul went in first, using his flashlight to scan the interior. I followed, and as soon as we crossed the threshold, I swear the temperature dropped at least 10 degrees. The tunnel sloped downward. The walls were jagged, not man-made. This wasn't a mine, at least not originally. It was a natural cave that someone had tried to dig deeper into. As we walked, the sound of our footsteps echoed strangely. The acoustics didn't feel right, like the cave swallowed sound rather than reflecting it. After about 30 minutes, we came to a fork. One tunnel kept descending. The other curved sharply to the left. We debated which way to go. Raul picked the left. "We'll follow the cold air," he said. "That means ventilation, right?" We kept going for what felt like another hour. The deeper we went, the more twisted everything became. The walls started to narrow, and weird black moss clung to the rocks. It smelled like rot and metal. Then we saw the handprints, not painted, burned into the stone. Charred outlines of hands, some small like a child's, others much too big to be human. I told Raul we needed to turn back, but he just stared ahead, almost entranced. "Do you hear that?" he asked. "No," I said. "What do you hear?" "Whispers." I strained to listen, and after a few seconds I heard them too, soft, low, like wind whistling through a pipe. But the words, they were in Spanish, old Spanish. They were saying ven, entra, promesa, sangre. Come, enter, promise, blood. That's when I should have grabbed Raul and left, but I didn't, and that's on me. We came to a larger chamber. The walls widened into a sort of hollow dome with a pit in the center. The pit looked alive, like it pulsed, slowly, almost like it was breathing. Raul stepped toward it. "Raul, stop," I yelled, grabbing his arm. But it was like he couldn't hear me anymore. His eyes had gone glassy. He muttered, "I see them. They're calling." And then the flashlight flickered and died. In the pitch black, I fumbled for my backup flashlight, but my hands were shaking too hard. I called out to Raul, but all I heard was laughter. Not his. Deep, cruel, inhuman. Then I felt movement. Something brushed past my shoulder. Cold. Wet. I dropped my bag. A sharp scream echoed in the chamber. Raul's voice, but distorted, like it had been stretched into something else. I finally got my second flashlight working. The beam flicked on and revealed the pit in front of me was no longer empty. Something was climbing out. It wasn't flesh. It wasn't shadow. It was both. A thing made of smoke and bone, its face a void with rows of teeth that clicked even when it didn't move. Behind it, faces shimmered, some crying, some screaming, some laughing madly, trapped in the folds of whatever this thing was. I ran. I don't remember how I found the tunnel again. I just ran, scraping my legs, falling more than once, but I didn't stop. The whole cave shifted, like it didn't want to let me go. The walls pulsed, narrow passageways appeared and disappeared, and all the while, I heard Raul's voice behind me, screaming for help, then laughing, then crying. I burst out of the cave just as the sun was setting. I collapsed outside, vomiting onto the dirt, shaking, sobbing. I waited there all night, hoping Raul would come out. He never did. Search teams went into the cave 2 days later. I had to beg them. I told them he'd fallen, that maybe he was unconscious. I couldn't tell them what I'd really seen. They wouldn't have believed me. They searched for hours and came back empty-handed. One of the workers refused to go back in, saying something down there was watching them. Raul's body was never found. They put up a wooden barrier and posted warning signs, but nothing more. The village priest came to bless the area. He left halfway through the ritual looking pale and drenched in sweat. Said the cave rejected the word of God. My aunt, Raul's mom, never forgave me. And I don't blame her. It's been 9 years. I haven't gone back, but sometimes I still dream about it. In those dreams, I hear Raul's voice whispering to me, "You left me there." When I wake up, the room smells like rot and metal. Sometimes I find dirt on the floor. Once I found a handprint burned into the wall above my bed. I moved, changed cities, tried everything. But I know now, I didn't just escape that cave. I brought something back. Thanks for watching. If you like these scary stories, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. New horrors drop every week.